Hello, good to know you're with us. On your front line, I am Obiora Ilo. In the last few weeks, there's been some disquiet in the Middle East. In these weeks, the conflict between the Palestinians and Israelis is continuing with accusations and counter-accusations, while the Israelis are saying that the kidnap of 3 teenagers sparked off this current crisis. The Palestinians are saying that the conflict was an initiative of Israel. They say that as long as Israel continues to occupy Palestinian territories, there will never be peace in the Middle East. Israel, on its part, continues to say there must be peace with security. Well, today on our program, we'll be focusing on the ongoing Palestine-Israeli conflict. And we spoke to the 2 ambassadors of these countries in Nigeria. We spoke to Montaser Abu Zeid, the ambassador of the State of Palestine in Nigeria, and we had earlier spoken to the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Uriel Palti. We'll start our program with an interview we had with Montaser Abu Zeid, the Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria. I have the pleasure of hosting today the ambassador of the State of Palestine in Nigeria, Dr. Montaser Abu Zeid. Your Excellency, you're welcome to our program.
Thank you.
Let me start by asking you, because in the past few weeks, we've had this raging crisis in the Middle East. We have this crisis between the Israelis and the Palestinians. And when we go to the Palestinians, we have the Hamas leading this crisis, so to say. What is the position of your government in the present crisis between Hamas and Israel?
First of all, this crisis, it's not between Israel and Hamas, it's between Israel and Palestinian people. Hamas, it's part of the Palestinian people. It's a political party. In any country, in any country you find different political parties. In Palestine, you find Fatah, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Public Front, Democratic Front, different parties. So the crisis between Israel and Palestinian people. So now, 25 days, Israel start aggression against Palestinian people. Till now, till half an hour ago before you came, since 25 days ago, they killed 1,763 people, including children, women, and old men. They destroyed more than 760 houses, including mosques. They destroy and bombing by planes, military planes F-16, 6 schools belong to United Nations. They bombed hospitals, 2 hospitals. So yesterday, if you saw in Al Jazeera English language, the spokesman of United Nations in Gaza, he is European, he is not Palestinian, he was crying. He said, I informed the security forces of Israel that this is schools belong to United Nations, to UNRWA. They are sleeping children. Please don't bomb. They did under flag of United Nations. They didn't listen to him, and they bombed the schools. Inside the school, children, women, old men sleeping. Just they came under flag of United Nations inside the school to protect themselves. He was crying. He is European spokesman. Was this kind of crimes, and all the people in the world condemned their aggression. So Of course, the Palestinian government condemned and asked international community for international protection. Because since 1967, since occupation, till now, Israel refused to implement UN resolutions 242, 338, and they refused to implement two-state solutions. When the Palestinian leadership went to United Nations for the recognition of the state of Palestine, we got 138 states vote for recognize the state of Palestine as member observer of United Nations, including Great Nigeria. There was against only 9 countries, including Israel and the United States of America and some small countries. So we have to believe and to follow democracy way. We are following, all the international community should follow international law. Unfortunately, Israel, they have their law, the law of the forest. It means the stronger animal has full right to kill and to eat the small animal. It's out of international law. So concerning all the UN resolutions, they should end of occupation. They occupied all Palestinian and Arab territories 1967 in June. After that, it was urgent meeting of Security Council, and they had resolution number 242. So Israel, they should leave all the Arab territories who occupied 1967, including Egyptian territories, Syrian territories, Lebanese territories. That's what became Arab Initiative 2002 in Beirut, proposal by King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz, the King of Saudi Arabia, to have full comprehensive peace between Arab countries and Islamic countries, 57 countries, with Israel, and to have full diplomatic relation with them, in condition two-state solution, state of Palestine and state of Israel, and to live in peace and in freedom. But any people in the world cannot continue under occupation. The reason is occupation, my dear.
Let's talk about the present crisis in the Middle East right now.
Yes.
I spoke to the Israeli ambassador,
Yes.
and he said that Hamas started this crisis, that Hamas were the aggressors when they kidnapped and killed 3 Israeli teenagers. Give us a background to what essentially Hello, good to know you're with us on your front line. I am Obiora Ilo. In the last few weeks, there's been some disquiet in the Middle East. In these weeks, the conflict between the Palestinians and Israelis is continuing with accusations and counter-accusations. While the Israelis are saying that the kidnap of 3 teenagers sparked off this current crisis, the Palestinians are saying that the conflict was an initiative of Israel. They say that as long as Israel continues to occupy Palestinian territories, there will never be peace in the Middle East. Israel, on its part, continues to say there must be peace with security. Well, today on our program, we'll be focusing on the ongoing Palestine-Israeli conflict. And we spoke to the 2 ambassadors of these countries in Nigeria. We spoke to Montaser Abu Zeid, the ambassador of the state of Palestine in Nigeria, and we had earlier spoken to the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Uriel Palti. We'll start our program with an interview we had with Montaser Abu Zeid, the Palestinian ambassador. to Nigeria.
I have the pleasure of hosting today the ambassador of the state of Palestine in Nigeria, Dr.Montaser Zeid. Your Excellency, you're welcome to our program.
Thank you.
Let me start by asking you, because in the past few weeks, we've had this raging crisis in the Middle East. We have this crisis between the Israelis and the Palestinians. And when we go to the Palestinians, we have the Hamas leading this crisis, so to say. What is the position of your government in the present crisis between Hamas and Israel?
First of all, this crisis, it's not between Israel and Hamas, it's between Israel and Palestinian people. Hamas, it's part of the Palestinian people. It's a political party. In any country, in any country you find different political parties. In Palestine, you find Fatah, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Public Front, Democratic Front, different parties. So the crisis between Israel and Palestinian people. So now, 25 days, Israel start aggression against Palestinian people. Till now, till half an hour ago before you came, since 25 days ago, they killed 1,763 people, including children, women, and old men. They destroyed more than 760 houses, including mosques. They destroy and bombing by planes, military planes F-16, 6 schools belong to United Nations. They bombed hospitals, 2 hospitals. So yesterday, if you saw in Al Jazeera English language, the spokesman of United Nations in Gaza, he is European, he is not Palestinian, he was crying. He said, I informed the security forces of Israel that this is schools belong to United Nations, to UNRWA. They are sleeping children. Please don't bomb. They did under flag of United Nations. They didn't listen to him, and they bombed the schools. Inside the school, children, women, old men sleeping. Just they came under flag of United Nations inside the school to protect themselves. He was crying. He is European spokesman. Was this kind of crimes, and all the people in the world condemned their aggression. So, of course, the Palestinian government condemned and asked international community for international protection. Because since 1967, since occupation, till now, Israel refused to implement UN resolutions 242, 338, and they refused to implement 2-state solutions. When the Palestinian leadership went to United Nations for the recognition of the state of Palestine, we got 138 states vote for recognize the state of Palestine as member observer of United Nations, including Great Nigeria. There was against only 9 countries, including Israel and the United States of America and some small countries. So we have to believe and to follow democracy way. We are following, all the international community should follow international law. Unfortunately, Israel, they know they have their law, the law of the forest. It means the stronger animal has full right to kill and to eat the small animal. It's out of international law. So concerning all the UN resolutions, they should end of occupation. They occupied all Palestinian and Arab territories 1967 in June. After that, it was urgent meeting of Security Council, and they had resolution number 242. So Israel, they should leave all the Arab territories who occupied 1967, including Egyptian territories, Syrian territories, Lebanese territories. That's what became Arab Initiative 2002 in Beirut, proposal by King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz, the King of Saudi Arabia, to have full comprehensive peace between Arab countries and Islamic countries, 57 countries, with Israel, and to have full diplomatic relation with them, in condition two-state solution, state of Palestine and state of Israel, and to live in peace and in freedom. But any people in the world cannot continue under occupation. The reason is occupation, my dear.
Let's talk about the present crisis in the Middle East right now.
Yes.
I spoke to the Israeli ambassador,
Yes.
and he said that Hamas started this crisis, that Hamas were the aggressors when they kidnapped and killed 3 Israeli teenagers. Give us a background to what essentially started this present crisis, because Israel is accusing Hamas and, in essence, accusing the Palestinians of starting this present crisis.
First of all, since 1967, since 1948, because before 1948 it was no state of Israel. You know how it became state of Israel? It became after the promise of Balfour, ex-minister of Foreign Affairs of United Kingdom, to give them present homeland in Palestinian territories. Because at that time, Palestine, it was under control of United Kingdom. Then after Second World, they made resolution number 181 to have 2 states, state of Palestine and state of Israel, in Palestinian territory. So since that time till now, they made a lot of crimes against Palestinian people, and they find excuse. 1948, they transferred thousands of Palestinian people out of the country. They destroyed more 89 villages and cities in Palestine, 1948. Now I show you the map, how it was, how it became after this question. So most of them, they are living in refugee camps in Lebanon, in Syria, in Iraq, in Egypt, in different Arab countries, in refugee camps. And they have full right to go back concerning UN resolution number 194, but Israel rejected. Now, what you said and what Israeli ambassador say about this. Concerning the 3 Israeli settlers, yes, they were missing where? In Hebron, in Area C, not in Gaza Strip. And Hamas, no one political parties, including Hamas, realized that we did it, we killed them. Few days ago, the German journalist, he has full report that this crime, it was from one Jewish settler, killed them to ask money.
A Jewish settler killed the boys,
yes,
to ask for money.
Yes, because till now, they cannot approve that Palestinian killed them. Ask Israeli ambassador, who killed Yitzhak Rabin, the great leader of Israel, which we respect, who signed peace agreement with ex-President Yasser Arafat. Who killed him? Ask him, Israeli. His name is Igal Amir. He is now in prison. He was young man, 24 years old. They took him and cleaned his mind. They explained to him, Yitzhak Rabin, enemy of the Jewish future, because he signed a peace agreement with Palestinians. But he was brave leader, Yitzhak Rabin, and President Arafat. They made peacemakers. The enemy of the peace in Israel, they killed both of them. They killed Yitzhak Rabin within 3 meters. 3 meters he shot him. He was member of Shin Bet, member of security service, because they don't want peace. And they killed later Yasser Arafat in another way. So after that, missing Israel declared that we were missing 3 settlers. Later, they damaged in West Bank. They arrested more than 650 people from leadership of Hamas and Fatah and different parties. And they attacked a lot of houses inside the night and tried to find where is them inside the soul and sugar. Open the refrigerator to see. Just they want to make the life of the Palestinian people very bad. So the place where these 3 settlers missing, it was in Area C. Area C under full control of security service of Israel. We are not allowed our security service to go there. Many soldiers, many settlers come by wrong way to the citizens. Our security service, call their security service, come to take your soldiers. We don't kill them. They use it excuse, answer of unity of the Palestinian government. We could reach an agreement with Hamas and we have one government and supporting peace process. What do you want more? Netanyahu said, no, you have to choose or Hamas or Israel. We said, sorry, we cannot interfere with your government, inform your government with Likud and with Party of Labor, with another. It's up to Israeli society. We have one government, and this government supporting peace. And the United States of America and European Union, African Union recognize this new government between Fatah, Hamas, and all political parties. So this is the answer. They start to attack Gaza. Look, Hebron in West Bank, Gaza in another area. And 6 years it was a gentleman agreement between Israel and Hamas, stop ceasefire. And Hamas, they saved their borders. They punished any person who shoot any rocket. 6 years. Suddenly, I'm telling you the truth, Lieberman, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he informed Netanyahu, if you will not attack Gaza, I will take my ministers from the government, then it will be a new election, then you will lose the election, then another party will have government. So after that, Netanyahu, he accepted his offer and start to attack Gaza without any reasons. They start tanks, military planes from the sea, the bombing houses inside the night, sleeping children, women, bombing hospitals, bombing even the TV, your colleagues, the TV channels, Al Jazeera, all the TV channels. It is aggression against Palestinian people. What they are suffering, they suffered from Hitler in Second World, we are suffering the same. What Hitler did against them, unfortunately, they are doing against us. At that time, of course, the time of Hitler, we condemned Hitler. We condemned fascism. But they are doing the same against Palestinian people. A lot of Israeli people against this aggression. In Tel Aviv, 5,000 demonstrations. Stop war. For what this war? Their soldiers, when they come to attack Gaza, our people defense, Hamas and another political parties, run away. They lost 55 soldiers. Always they think that they come, kill and damage and destroy and come back free of charge. But this time they face defensing. If somebody come to your house to throw your wife and children, you will not defense, you will defense.
Israel is saying that Hamas does not recognize the right of Israel to exist. And Israel says, we have no problem with the Palestinian Authority. We have problems with Hamas because Hamas is a terrorist organization.
First of all, Hamas is not terrorist organizations. Hamas, they are struggling in their country. Hamas with Palestinian people under occupation, they have right to defense. Can you say that Nelson Mandela is a terrorist? He is a great fighter for South Africa, ANC. But the white people at that time called him terrorist and put him in the prison 25 years. You remember? Hamas, they are in the end of occupation and of violence. Let them try to leave our territories. We'll have two-state solution, state of Palestine and state of Israel. Hamas, in the last, they participate with the government. They accept the peace. They accept with the two-state solutions. It's lie what they said. It's just excuse. Why they refuse to implement all the UN resolutions concerning Arab-Israeli conflict? Why they refuse the Arab Initiative? 22 Arab leaders in Beirut, 2002, propose Israel full comprehensive peace, to be good neighbors, to have diplomatic relations with Israel in condition. State of Palestine, the right of Palestinian refugees to go back to their homes, which they transferred them from their land in 1948, and to withdraw all the Israeli forces from all Arab territories. They refused. This is the problem. The problem is occupation.
But Israel is saying that they are willing to withdraw from the occupied territories, provided that the Palestinians give them an assurance that they will have security, that the tunnels will stop growing, coming from the Palestinian to areas where some terrorists can wrought damage. And I know that a couple of times the Palestinian Authority have had issues with Hamas about the way Hamas goes about its freedom fighting. Is it not possible for Palestinian Authority to rein in Hamas and speak for the Palestinian people?
Thank you for excellent question. We have already reached this agreement with Hamas, and we asked them to end of their government. They accept, and we had one government from technocrats. Okay. And we said this government, the peace process, two-state solution is the aim of this government. They accept. The answer of Netanyahu, they come to attack Gaza. Concerning the tunnels, it's our territory. We have full right to do whatever we want. Sector Gaza under besiege. The borders of Sector Gaza under control of Israel. They don't allow people to come. They don't allow people to go. They close. Like take this flat and close. And the key with them. They cannot import goods. They cannot export. They damage the port. They damage the airport. Gaza Strip now, my dear, without electricity, without water, without food. More than 200,000 without houses, without air. And telling terror. The people, if they are struggling for peace, for freedom, the people who are defending themselves, can we say terror? They are terror. They are doing state terror. They are attacking us. We don't attack them. They are occupied our territories. They don't occupy us. We don't occupy them. So it's like what you said. We have already reached this agreement with Hamas, and they are part with our government. The answer came to damage Gaza, and they said you will pay price if you will have agreement with Hamas and if you will have government with Hamas.
How about the missiles that Hamas is sending into Israel?
The rockets.
The rockets.
These rockets made in Gaza. What do you expect from the people? If F-16 military planes and tanks, high technology, bomb you, they defend themselves. And ask Israeli ambassador, how many people they lost? 3 civilians, not from rockets, from the afraid and something like that, and 50 soldiers. 50 soldiers inside territory of Gaza. They came to kill. What they expect from the Palestinian people? They will never wait the Palestinian people show the white flag. They will defend themselves. These rockets, first of all, we are against killing any civilians from both sides. This is our policy since our President Yasser Arafat, since Oslo Agreement 1993. But they are continue killing. They are defending themselves. Ask the Israeli colleague, how many persons they lost? 3. But we lost 1,760 till now, within 25 days. More than 7,700 injured. There is no places for hospitals. They bombed the hospitals. They bombed the schools which the Palestinian people protect themselves under UN flags.
Your Excellency, the United States the United Nations are leading a peace arrangement. A number of times, the Israelis said they were ready for peace, they were ready for ceasefire, but Hamas says no. Why is that so?
It's not true also. Israel refused to stop aggression. When we say stop ceasefire, when we say between two armies the same, they have airplanes, they have airplanes. They have tanks, they have tanks. They have all kind of high technology of weapons. We have nothing. We are under prison. Gaza Strip under prison, under fire. If you eat now, after 1 hour you will not find anything to eat. If you drink now, you cannot drink later. If you send one rocket from made in Gaza, you will find it after 2 hours. It's under prison. So they refused stop aggression. They said we have to collect all the weapons from Hamas. But what about Israel? They have full right to have all kind of weapons, and their neighbor nothing, under other occupation. We are ready for this when the Palestinian state will be the same as Israel, if they want us to be a good neighbors. Allow me now to show you where we were and where we are. Look, the Palestinian territories before 1948, the yellow, it was Palestinians only. It was Palestine under control of United Kingdom. After that, before 1948 also, the white Israel came from Russia and Canada, Ukraine, and different countries became here. So resolution number 181, to have two states, state of Palestine and state of Israel. Look, the Israeli, look, Palestinians. Of course, at that time, it was shock to give present half land to Israel. The Arab countries at that time, it was no PLO and no Palestinian National Authority. They refused to have Palestinian state. The United Kingdom gave half land to Jordan and half to Israel. 1967, they made aggression against Palestine, against Arab countries, against Palestine, Jordan, Egypt, Lebanon, and Syria, and occupied all territories. After that, it was UN Resolution number 242, 1967, all the Israeli forces to go back, but they refused to implement till now. Look now, my dear, this is West Bank and Gaza Strip. In 1988 in Algeria, our Palestine National Council accepted 242 to have a state of Palestine in Gaza Strip and West Bank with the state of Israel. State of Palestine, it is only 22% from all territories. We accept its maximum compromise. They refuse. Look our situation now. Sector Gaza, it's prison because the border under Israeli control. And West Bank, they build settlements for the Jews who are coming from Russia, from different countries. How? Who will accept this? We accept to have Sector Gaza and West Bank as independent states. They are refused everything, and they say they refuse. We accept all UN resolutions. Even UN resolution number 181 and 242, which every Palestinian believe that all Palestine for Palestinians. But because of peace, because we respect the international community, we accept to have Palestinian state in 22% from all Palestinian territories. They refused. Till now they are refusing. What they want? Hamas and all political parties under occupation, under siege, under fire, close. They are not allowed to travel. And they refuse. You refuse. Occupation. End of occupation is start of the peace. Two-state solution. You know, a few days ago, it was meeting a Human Rights Committee, which in Geneva, belong to United Nations. You know the result? All the countries, it is condemned Israel for this aggression. Israel against the human rights and Geneva Agreement. Only one country against, United States of America. I'm telling you why. United States of America working for United States of America, not for Palestine, not for Israel. Because they are afraid next election, they have Jewish community in the United States, they need their votes. Only this. So we believe with the democratic way. 29 countries, okay. 17 countries absence because afraid of United States. One state, United States against.
All the time, the United States is leading, or say they are leading, the peace process in the Middle East. Yes. But do you think that, based on the way they have carried on, that the Palestinians trust the United States to do the right thing?
We appreciate the role of the United States, and we need the role of the United States. But they have one problem. I remind you in history, 1990, when George Bush father and James Baker invited Palestinian and Israel to have Madrid conference, peace process, Madrid conference in Madrid. They came, but they said you will lose the election next time. And really Shamir at that time gave instruction to their community in the United States, and they vote for another party. So Americans thinking about themselves, unfortunately. But John Kerry, he criticized Israel. Barack Obama a few days ago, it was strong telephone conversation with Netanyahu. He said, look, you have to finish this war. Even Shimon Peres, by the way. Because it's ugly. What you are killing? Children for days, 1 month, 2 months. The international community, they don't say you are killing Hamas. You are killing women, children. Look to the hospitals. All the correspondents from all the world. You are killing civilians. You are bombing civilians. You have to stop this war. And I want to tell you something. When Shimon Peres, he was partner with Yitzhak Rabin with peace process, we signed the agreement with us. What he said inside Knesset to their colleagues, he was ex-president of Israel. He said, enough talk about terror. We have to learn the reason of terror. The reason of terror, it's occupation. And we cannot occupy Palestinian people forever. This is the reason. End of occupation, end of terror. Most majority in Knesset, woo against him. They don't like this position. And in Israeli society, there is a lot for peace. A lot, they are supporting us. They are supporting two-state solutions. But unfortunately, this government, Netanyahu, they don't listen the majority of Israel.
Israel says Hamas is the enemy of Palestinians. The Israeli ambassador said so to me. Do you agree?
Of course I disagree. I kill him. Ambassador Palestine said, Netanyahu, he is the enemy of Jewish people. He is the enemy with his government, with his military group. He is the enemy of Israeli society. Why? Because they bring them a triple. If they cannot get security, if they will not give peace and our land, if he will agree with peace, at that time Netanyahu will be a good leader for Israel. Now, 25 days, Israeli society underground. The airport stopped working. It means not we are suffering, and they are suffering from their aggression, and it's their responsibility. The Israeli people go to street and afraid from rockets. Why? End of occupation, we will be good neighbors, and we will have good diplomatic relationship. Hamas, tell Israeli ambassador, Hamas, they are part of Palestinian people. The brothers inside the house, sometimes they have misunderstanding. Like them, what they have, but they killed their leader. Tell them, who killed Yitzhak Rabin? Who killed Yitzhak? They killed another party. Prepared this young man, Igal Amir, to kill Yitzhak Rabin. Hamas, they are not enemy of the Palestinian people. They are enemy, Hamas, they are part of Palestinian people. And the aggression, our enemy. The Zionism, our enemy. The occupation of our enemy. End of occupation, tell them. What you are doing in West Bank till now? Implementation of UN Resolution, Security Council, and General Assembly concerning Arab-Israeli conflict, it's end of the conflict.
Okay, Your Excellency, let me ask you. You're ambassador, I understand, but you're also a Palestinian. Yes. When you sit here in Abuja and you see the rockets and you see the demolition, and you see the carnage in Gaza, how do you feel?
I have to look, and I ask all friends in Nigeria, and I ask international community to look in the two eyes. In the two eyes. Not in one eyes. Not to look how rockets going to Israel and they killed nobody. I have to look in both eyes. Who start attack Israel? The Israeli missing was in West Bank. And they check all the houses in Hebron, in Jenin, in Tulkarim, and they arrested more than 650, including a member of parliament. Then they go to Gaza, ordered by Lieberman, if you will not go to Netanyahu, to Gaza to punish Hamas, I'll go back from government. He listened to him, by the way. So I look, of course, it's tragedy concerning Palestinian people. Israeli people on the safe side, they have underground. We have nothing in Gaza. They have underground where to disappear themselves. Our people went to UN schools, the planes crash them. But Israeli people underground, under protection. These small rockets, they have rockets to bomb it's in the air. And Americans help them with $850 million to be stronger. Anyway, this is aggression from so stronger man against the weaker. Our people defend themselves, and they will not show the white flag. Your daughter, 12 years old, excellent daughter. How you think that if come sportman to fight with her, of course she will suffer. We say, oh, both sides? No. They have strong army. We are in the prison. We have not strong army. We have no weapons even. We cannot say war between two countries have the same armies. They have planes, they have tanks. We are not allowed to have anything. So it's Israeli aggression against Palestinian people. I highly appreciate the position of Nigeria supporting Palestine always. And I appreciate great Nigerian people. Last Friday, thousands of people went to street. Free Palestine. In Zaria, Kaduna, different cities. Yes, you have to show to the Nigerian people. They say the truth. It's aggression. It's aggression from Israeli occupying power.
Well, history tells us, the Bible tells us that Palestinians and Israelis are brothers.
You are right.
I've been to Israel. I've seen those neighborhoods where this door is occupied by a Palestinian, the next door is occupied by a Jewish person.
In Hebron you were?
Yeah, they live together.
In Hebron?
Yeah. But today, it's one crisis after another. Mr. Ambassador,
Yes.
let me ask you finally, what is the way out? How can Israelis and Palestinians live together?
First of all, I agree with you 100% when you said we are brothers. Our ex-leader, great leader Yasser Arafat, he said the same what you are telling me. He said, Jewish people, they are our cousins in history. It's true. But unfortunately, the leadership leading the Jewish people in the wrong way. We have to live together. That's why we accept 22% from all Palestinian territory to have our state and safe passage from between Sector Gaza and West Bank. And they will have 78%. We accept, they disagree, they refuse, and still occupation. How we go out from and to live together, and our children and their children to be friends, to have two-state solution. We accept, they refuse. State of Palestine in West Bank and Gaza Strip, and State of Israel. This is an initiative of 22 Arab countries, Arab leaders in Beirut 2002, to have comprehensive peace with Israel. Withdraw all the forces of Israel from all Arab territories. Till now, Syrian territories under occupation, Lebanese territories under occupation. And concerning all UN resolutions, Security Council and General Assembly, concerning Arab-Israeli conflict, asking Israel to go back. They refuse. The simple answer, Just, my dear, nothing from my mind. The key of the conflict, just implementation of UN Resolution, Security Council and General Assembly concerning Arab-Israeli conflict since 1948 till now. We agree. They refuse.
Your Excellency, I'd like to thank you for speaking with us.
You are welcome in our embassy, and it's a great honor to have always cooperation with you.
In Abuja, Nigeria, thanking you for joining us and asking you to join us again, same time next week.